In 1945, the state of Georgia executed Lena Baker. She's the only woman to have been electrocuted in the electric chair for a murder that they said that she committed. She was a maid. She was working for a guy named Ernest Knight, and helping him out, but he held her against her will and made basically a sex slave out of her and kept her against her will. And of course, back at that time, this would be back in 1945 when she was executed, but back at that time, the Georgia and a lot of states had the laws where a black or white cannot live together or definitely not marry. And she was executed wrong in self-defense, trying to defend herself, because she was trying to fight him off because he was coming at her with a crowbar and then a gun or something crazy. And she ends up shooting him and went and immediately told the authority, the coroner and someone she knew. But she was put on a jury with the all-white male jury and sentenced to death. She eventually got pardoned in 2005. She was pardoned, a full pardon. And they said at the least it should have been some type of manslaughter, but she never should have been executed. Now, before I start here, I want to make sure this message is not some type of racial where I'm trying to stir up some trouble and things like that. Stick with me because I got a big point to make. And guess what else? I got the notes. I got it written down here in the book that the wife gave me. A little thing to keep it instead of a piece of paper. It's kind of fun, though, to dangle the paper up and do it that way sometime. But I don't know if you heard about this Senator Mike Braun, because listen to where I'm going with this. Mike Braun, the U.S. Senator, he has stated several days ago that he believes that the states' interracial marriage should be left up to the states. That's what he said. Then after he got a whole lot of heat, then he tried to correct himself and say, oh, he didn't understand the question, which we know that's a lie. But he said that it should stay within the states' rights. And for those of you that know the history of states' rights, there's a whole lot of craziness that goes with that. We won't get into that. But the reason why I'm linking these two together, the Lena Baker, because of that issue, you had that at that time, it was illegal. And here we are, somebody sitting in the U.S. Senate saying that he thinks that interracial marriage should be left to the states. And you see, when things are left to the states, what can happen? There's a whole lot of turmoil that has happened over the decades, things left to the states. And unfortunately, sometimes the government does have to get involved in things. And the reason why I'm linking this up in this particular message is that it's people like this Senator Mike Braun or whatever. There's people like him that are within the church realm. Now, whatever church he goes to, he's a Catholic, I believe. But these types of people that are within, as I always talk about, these so-called self-righteous evangelicals that we talk about, that's a lot of their mindset is like that on a different level. Some of them, they might think that. They don't believe in interracial nothing. See? So that would go to, I guess, Clarence Thomas is married to a white woman. Mitch McConnell's married to an Asian woman. So what they got to say about that? See? So I'm sure there's people with their views on that. But here's the thing. The point I want to try to make in this video is that, as I said, people like them, there's evangelicals with that mindset that they want to leave it. They want to take over and have it their way. Like I've been saying, they don't have your best interest at their heart. They're not concerned about the love of Christ. They're not concerned about that. But this is what happens. Just like this guy, Mike Braun, don't want interracial marriages and want things left to the states. I have in my notes here, these same types of people like him and evangelicals, they don't want a divorced person coming through their church doors. They don't want you there. They find out that you're going to be an outcast. I haven't heard they don't want you. They find out Or if you are a member there, or they find out that your daughter has gotten pregnant out of wedlock, oh, that right there might get you thrown right out. They don't want you there. I have you battling a drug addiction or alcohol or prostitution, and you try to come through the doors for help. They don't want you there. Don't dress a certain way. Maybe you're not up to the standards of what they want, but you can't afford the clothing. Or you just looking for the Lord, looking for some type of help and guidance. They don't want you there. I have on here, this is a big one here that's recent. If you took the vaccine, they find that out. Oh, they consider you a marked man or woman, and you're not welcome. And then I have on there, you didn't vote for their candidate, who they think that you should have voted for. So they don't want you there. And I can go on and on and on, money, just whatever. But it's people like that are roaming around. All of these is thousands and thousands, millions of them within this church realm, acting like that they love the Lord. Look at this picture I'm getting ready to show you right here. This is a church back in the day where they invited the Ku Klux Klan to the church. And look at that. Jesus saves. And see, and these people that are out here now, it's a whole different thing. Like I said, I don't want to make, this is not a racial, I'm not trying to make it about like a racial war or whatever. The point I'm trying to make is that, as I said in the other video, misfits, those that are the less people within society, they don't want you to take part and be part of them. So leave it up to people like Mike Braun. Allow him to sit there and tell you how to go about your religious life. I mean, they're going to keep chopping away pretty soon. They're going to have you standing. I mean, they're going to be dictators over your life in some kind of way. If these types of people, these evangelicals, that's what they want. They want total control of your mind, body, and soul. They want total control. And if you don't do as they say, they're going to get rid of you. And you're going to be cast aside, and you're not going to be welcome. And there's so many people running around right now throughout this nation and through the world that's been hurt by church folks. They've been devastated by church folks. And it's our job, if some church or if some Christian will show them the love of Christ, show them that maybe that, I want to come back home. I want to come back home. And in closing here, Lena Baker, her final words, she I'm going to put it up here for you to see. But she said, I want to meet my God. She knew, even though it was unjust and what was going on and whatever, she knew she wanted to meet God. In the end, she was right. She has got right with him. And that's my message to you. Regardless of who's trying to mistreat you, regardless of what's going on, if you can't find a church or find evangelical friends, just know that Jesus loves you. And guess what? One day you get to go meet him. And you won't have to worry about the cares of this wicked world and wicked people anymore. So that's all I have for today. Evangelism for God is the channel. Maurice Braxton is my name. If you're new, consider subscribing, hit like. Because we talk about issues the church run away from and expose Satan and his devices and punch him right in between the chops. Until the next video, my friends, take care. God bless.